Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm inside the brand new Mercedes E-Class 2024 version, and I want to talk a little bit about this hyper screen. It has those three screens, multimedia system, cockpit, and the passenger screen, and also the head-up display. And in this video I want to explain and I want to present you because I think this is one of the most beautiful, one of the most crazy, futuristic screens and multimedia that I saw in a car. So first of all, let's start with the head-up display, and I will start with the head-up display because I think from my point of view it's one of the best head-up display on the market. It's directly on the windscreen, right? And you have a very good visibility there. It's bright enough, it's very nice blend in the windscreen, and it looks gorgeous. Now of course, the same as you do on other Mercedes models, you can go here in this menu. From here you can change and customize the cockpit and also the head-up display. So all you have to do is just go to home, go a little bit higher, and from here you can choose how you like to see the head-up display. You have the minimal, you have the sport, standard, settings, and set head-up display. So from here you can turn it off. Now if you go a little bit forward, you can see right now this is the setting here. Then you have the standard view, and then you have the sport view and minimal view. I think from my point of view, standard view is the best because you have the map, you have a lot of information there in the front. Now let's go to the cockpit. If you saw the EQE, Mercedes EQE, and all other Mercedes that was previous release last year, you will see that here was a hyper screen. Was a hyper screen that was completely from one big screen. Now Mercedes on this E-Class choose to split them somehow. So we have the cockpit separately up here, so integrated separately, and the other two are the same as on the other model, so right here. And from my point of view, it's a perfect placement because when you're driving you can go easy to change different functions and settings, and you have also very good visibility from the driver point of view. I think it's also a good idea that they somehow put the cockpit straight away there, because in this way you have a better visibility through the steering wheel. And from my point of view, I think it's much better. You can also adjust the steering wheel electrically from here behind the steering wheel. Down here you can adjust it electrically. But this cockpit is not just a cockpit, it is a 3D cockpit, and only when you look with your own eyes you will understand that, because the camera cannot see that. But when you look with your own eyes, it has two sensors up here, somewhere here, and those sensors will read your eyes, and when you look at the screen it will be three-dimensional, and it will look like those settings here, they will float around. So it's really interesting. You have to see with your own eyes to understand, but keep in mind that it has this new technology, 3D technology, that you can see with your own eyes when you go inside the car. It's really interesting. It looks really cool. It looks like you have a floating effect there. If you go to cinema and you look at 3D movies, it looks quite similar also here on the cockpit, but without using glasses. So it's really cool effect. Then going to the steering wheel, I think it's a beautiful steering wheel, but I'm not talking about steering wheel because I already did a review. Now if you want to customize and change different views there in the cockpit, it's the same way. You have like sport view, where you can see those information in this sport graphic. Then you can change and go to classic. If you go in classic, you can change from here also. The same story. You can see the consumption, the eco display, the consumption here again, attention system, radio, and then again you have right here the map. So yeah, you can customize in a few ways. Then you have the map, the navigation all over the screen that you saw it before. And then you have assistance systems, where you have all this autopilot system, where you can see what happened there with the cars, intersections, traffic signs, lane assist, and all that functions. You will find it there. And then you have the service. Of course, on the service you have all the information when you have to do the service and stuff like that. But anyway, in general, it's quite the same cockpit as Mercedes use it also on other new models. Let's go to the multimedia, because here it's quite interesting. It comes with a cool new feature. So for example, one of the features is the fact that here it's a camera, And right now Mercedes come with application built in. So for example, on this car that I have right here with me, it doesn't have the application. For example, doesn't have YouTube, doesn't have Zoom, but you can install them. You can install Zoom meeting, you can install YouTube, you can install a few other applications that you have it on your phone, and then you can also watch YouTube here in the car. You can go and do Zoom meetings. I will show you right now. If you go to camera, you can see right now the camera is working, and while you're driving you can actually talk to your employees or talk with business colleagues or stuff like that. So it's
You can
really, really
connect your
cool
phone
feature.
now. Do you need it?
So this is a really, really cool feature, and I like it very much. And here usually in the apps you will find out all that apps, but on this model, on this car here, we don't have those installed. But in general, this is the multimedia. It's quite the same but with other graphics, and it's a little bit more responsive than the other models. I'm not talking about the previous E-Class, I'm talking about the EQE, for example, or other model that was released before this E-Class. So in general, we have a different graphic here. We have all the shortcuts on the down part. So you can see right here, once you press the home, it will appear all those apps, and it's much more easier like that because you have the navigation. You go to navigation is very responsive. You have this huge screen here. If I'm not wrong, it's around 15-inch screen, and it's crazy big, and it's also very responsive. And you can see also 3D. If you go in big cities, you can see that you have 3D, so you can see maps, you can see buildings in three-dimensional way. So it's really interesting. And also once you set a destination, for example, you will see that it's loading very fast because it has
The route is
a
being
great
calculated.
processor
Please
behind
proceed
it.
to the highlighted
So
route.
check this out, really cool. And it gives you also a few alternatives if you want to choose another one. So nice, good. If you go back to home, you have the phone, you have the radio, you have the media, you have the apps that you saw it before, you have the comfort, massage on the seats, of course, the same as Mercedes used it before. We have the seats here, lumbar side. You can also customize the way you want it. Position seats automatically. For example, if you put your height here, you just put your height in centimeters, start positioning, and right now the seat will adjust in order, check this out, in order to give you that driving position that you should have. So this is cool. If you don't know how you should have the seat, you come here and the car will do that for you. This is really cool feature. Then again, here you can change the ambient light inside the car. It's a beautiful ambient light, and the car comes with so many ambient lights. So you can see it comes there in the door, up there, up on the dash, here in the vents, and also here under the dash, and also here. So many places where you have this ambient light. So it's really interesting. The brightness of the lights, you can change it from here, and effects of the lights. Sound visualization, that means if you play some sound, for example, it will appear right here. I cannot play the sound, it's the music right there, the radio, but I can play it. And once it's been played, look at this, look at the light, it's playing. It's like it has a nice playing, and it's really interesting, right? Look at this, how cool is that? And it's playing, pulping like that. It's just pulping depending on what it's on radio right now, what kind of song it's on radio, and it's really interesting. This is a new feature. Now going forward, if we go to Vivaldi browser, this is a new browser that the car come with, and here you can go to browser the same as you go on your computer. You can access all the website that you want, so you can use it as a computer if you are connected to the internet. But for the moment, I don't think the internet will work so good, so that's why probably it's not working. But keep in mind that you have a browser in the car. Device, here you can connect Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Settings, kind of the same settings as on other Mercedes assistance systems. Vehicle settings, driving, you have comfort features, you have occupant protection, open and close, dynamic select, you can customize how you want. The lights,
this function,
interior lights and ambient light, you can change it from here. Then you have the system settings, like all that settings with language, keyboard, audio settings, internet and browser, date and time, you can change it from here. The apps, apps permission, app storage. From here you see how much storage you still have to install apps, and yeah, stuff like that. And then if you go back, you have the hybrid mode where you see all the information about the car, and when you're driving you can see a nice graphic what happened with the battery, because it's a plug-in hybrid. You have the battery under the trunk there. Then you have the electric motor integrated in the transmission, and then the petrol engine in the front. Then you have the vehicle information while you're driving, and engine information. Of course, when you put the contact you will see all those informations. And then you have the comfort, you saw it before, apps, you saw it, and in general this is all. I mean, it's very simple. Now the climatic system, it's here. You want to go into menu, you just press climatic system, just switch the vehicle on. In order to work I have to switch the car on just like that, and now you can turn on also the climatic system and the vents in the front. On the rear, from here you turn it on, you choose where the air should go, and you can turn it on off. Super simple like that. Right here on the screen will always stay those settings. For example, the vent speed you can choose from here. You have the temperature also from here, very simple, you can choose it. And then you can go to menu of the climatic system. It's very simple. If you go on the second row on the back, you can also adjust from here. Air quality, it has also ionization. That means it can kind of filter all the particles that are small, and also clean a little bit the air freshener, that you have this perfume from Mercedes. And then precondition the cabin before you go in the car. Now right now if you go to settings, I want to show you also something. If you go to hybrid, if you go to vehicle, you can see all the information on driving, and then if you go to engine you see those information while you accelerate. And yeah, so in general this is it, guys. I hope you make some idea about it. It's very simple to close the climatic system like that. On the upper side, by the way, you have all the shortcuts of the safety feature, like the 3D digital display. If you don't want to see it in 3D, you can just deactivate it, and it's simple right now. The cockpit, then you have the head-up display, you can deactivate it from here. You have snow chains, rise the vehicle if it has, when the vehicle is starting. Manual shifting, you can also do that from here, so you can have some fun with the car because you have those pedals behind the steering wheel. Acoustic warning, parking, parktronic, lane keeping assist, and active steering assist, interior protection, tow, and go to settings. You have all the settings of the car. So in general this is it. If we go a little bit on the right side to the passenger side, you will see that it is a screen for the passenger right here, and it's kind of the same, and you have almost the same settings as the middle screen, but there are a few settings here. You don't have everything. This is just for the passenger. I mean, those settings and those apps that you have it here, it's perfect for the passenger. For example, you have navigation. You can set the navigation from here. You have the volume. You have also the possibility to put some connect through Bluetooth some headsets, so you can hear on the headset. Then you have radio, media, you have apps, of course, the same apps, depend what you install here. YouTube in the future will be also here, it's able to be here. Then comfort, you have the seats, the ambient light, the energizer. Then you have the hybrid information here with energy flow, with how much battery the car have, and information about the engine. And then you have, of course, the browser that you can also play with it here. And then you have the settings that are less setting than in the middle, so that's something to keep in mind. But in general, very nice screen, very nice and clear screen, and incredible interior. I mean, I'm super impressed with this new E-Class and what Mercedes did with it. As we probably all know that Mercedes have one of the most beautiful interiors, but now that they come with this E-Class is just fabulous. And I forget to show you something also really cool. So for example, if you go to the menu of the climatic system, you turn on the climatic system, and then for example, if you go in the climatic system, and once you go here to choose how the vents to send the air, you have a few choice here. You have the head, check this out, look at the vents, they move automatically. Upper body, they move, yeah, check this out, it's moving. Look, left, right, check, 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 check. How cool is that? For the first time, when the vents are moving automatically in order to send the air to your body. So how cool is this feature? This is also something new for the first time Mercedes introduced in their cars. So another cool feature, and the car have so many cool, incredible features that it comes extra with. And guys, that was the video. I hope you get some useful information from here. I hope you enjoy the video. If you find it useful, if you like it, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much to all of you that watching my videos. Stay safe, and I see you soon in the next one. Bye guys.